Now, real people, real opinions. Nighttime talk with Niall Boylan.
Ireland's classic hits radio.
Welcome back. By the way, we were talking there a while ago, of course, about Gerry Hutch during the week, and the fact that he was the monk. He was going to run for election, or the possibility that he was going to run for election. Coincidentally, by the way, Gardaí have searched the Dublin home of Gerry Hutch, the man known as the Monk, as part of an international investigation into money laundering. 10 searches were also carried out in Spain, and officers from the Garda National Bureau of Criminal Investigation are in Spain, while members of the Garda Civil accompanied Gardaí during their operation. No arrests have been made in Ireland, but it is understood a number of people have been detained in Spain. Coincidental, isn't it? Also, just to mention as well, for those who didn't notice or didn't hear about it, the hate speech, hate crime legislation went through the Dáil, which part of that is speech, by the way. It is the hate crime legislation. Now, parts of the original speech bill were removed, but not the parts that I think people had most concerns about. We will talk about it more tomorrow, and we'll give you more details on it and how it works and everything else. But the bottom line is, it's now being pushed through. It's amazing, by the way, how quickly the government were able to push through legislation. That was voted in tonight, 78 to 52. Last September, Justice Minister Helen McEntee confirmed that she was not moving ahead with plans to introduce the new hate speech laws, but would press ahead with a hate crime element. She said she was proceeding in this fashion because of the incitement to hatred element of the bill does not have a consensus. Tonight, the Dáil, she said that Ireland was one of the last countries to introduce hate crime legislation. Now, the concern about it is, and if I get to talk about it tomorrow, I will, is that we're treating people differently in society. That's the slight concern about this. I would agree absolutely that we should increase the prison sentencing for anybody who's a victim of assault or any grievous bodily harm or crime. But I think when you start to say, this person deserves better justice than this person because they're a member of the travelling community, because they're gay, because they're black, or because they're a member of another minority or a gender or something like that, I think you're treading on dangerous ground where you're treating citizens differently. Because according to the Constitution, all citizens should be equal in the eyes of the law. This hate speech law, or hate crime, should I say law, goes against the spirit of the Constitution in that sense. And we'll talk about it more tomorrow. And also, it's the first time that we talked to Ronan Mullen during the week. He was saying it's the first time that we've defined that gender now is not, in statute, is not just male and female, which is a concerning factor. But let me get back to something on a lighter note, because we've only got about 20 minutes on this. We were talking about those stupid shelves on the bins, which I don't believe serve a purpose. It's a kind of stupid thing. And we were talking about stupid laws. Myself and AJ were talking about if you could bring in a stupid law, what would it be? Let me know what you think. The number, by the way, is 087 188 0008. Or you just want to talk about the shelves and the bins, you can. Tony, hi, how are you?
Hi, Niall, how are you?
Good. You want to talk about the shelves themselves?
Yeah, do you remember the time, Niall, when the COVID was on and you had to go into the restaurant and you had to spend a particular amount of money?
Oh, yeah. What was this? Yeah, €9 meal, the €9 meal.
That was a mad law, wasn't it? For the chances of €9 to go in,
Yeah.
It
certainly was. €9, because seemingly COVID knew how much you spent.
I don't know, will they ever, they say, overall that, will they bring it in again that you'll have to spend a certain amount, but the pouches in the school, I think that's a waste.
Stupid, that was a waste, the pouches in the schools. I believe the kids are breaking their phones to get them out of the pouches, but that was a stupid idea, because all you have to do if you're a school is say, don't bring your phone to school. It's simple, really, wasn't it?
Isn't it the pouches? At the end of the day, they should be putting more into the education, employing special needs assistants than money into these pouches.
Oh, by the way, in relation to the shelves, do you like the shelves on the bins?
I think it's good, Niall. I think, at the end of the day, they're there and people, will save them going into the bins, and at the end of the day, no one's going to be harmed by them, and, for their own health, they'll be okay then, and look, it's up to people if they want to leave them there for them.
Yeah, but the wind is going to blow them over. I mean, we live in Ireland. This is not Spain, where it's good weather all the time, or Florida or something. We live in Ireland. They'd be all over the ground in no time.
Another thing I can think of there now you said about things blown away. I remember before going to visit the cemetery in Limerick, and the seagulls would be there, and they're terrors for taking bottles and things off graves. So
did they ever attack you?
The wind does blow things away.
Did they ever attack you, Tony, the seagulls? Did they ever attack you?
No, I was sitting down actually one day in Air Square in Galway, and there was this girl beside me. She was eating a sandwich, and one was sitting down beside her. I was like,
Well,
oh my
one
God,
what was
how
sitting
could they
beside her?
live
Oh, a seagull. Seagull was sitting beside her.
Yeah,
Right.
do you know.
And
but
he,
they
what, he was
are
eyeing up her
dangerous.
he was eyeing up her
Niall, I
sandwich.
wouldn't- The sandwich after they're dangerous enough. Like,
Was
you
it a ham
come to
sandwich?
my window.
Was it a ham
Yeah.
sandwich? I had a seagull attack me because I had a bag of chips in my hand one day. He came down and he took
Oh my
he took
God.
the fingers off me. Grabbed the chip
be
out of me.
looking
Grabbed
for
the
the
chip out of
salt
my
and
hand.
vinegar.
Huh?
Salt and vinegar.
I'd say he didn't probably get much out of it. It was a McDonald's chip. There's nothing in them, just air. So I wouldn't say you got much goodness out of it, to be honest with you. But they are lethal. Their beaks are like swords.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Halloween show, Mike.
No, no, we don't. We used to do that thing where we used to go down to like a castle or whatever, but we don't do that anymore.
Why don't you go on the road night for Halloween and choose a county each year and go to a hotel and have a Halloween night or something?
Oh right, yeah, that's not a bad idea, is it? Like an audience, have a live
travel
audience.
around like and meet the people that
Yeah.
listen to the show, and you could have someone in Cork reporting in Cork with a few people, and someone in Limerick in a haunted places.
A live audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you never know. We might do that, Tony. Stay there for a second. Let me go. I don't know why I'm calling you Tony, by the way. It's Anthony, isn't it? It is, yeah. I know you, Anthony. Bernie, hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, they put Tony on my screen here, and I know it's Anthony.
Hi,
It's-
Bernie.
Yeah.
Hi, Anthony. How are you?
Good.
I hope you're well tonight.
Bernie, you've seen these shelves on the bins. God knows how much they cost. Probably some ridiculous price. Probably £1,000 each or something ridiculous. Or name your price nowadays. So, do they serve any benefit at all? Any purpose?
Well, I haven't actually personally seen them. I've seen them on the news and all the bullshit that go on with this. Why have we got these stupid return bottle centres in the first place? Like, who's benefiting out of it?
Well, it saves the government. See, the whole purpose of this was to save the government money because the government had to pay for them to be separated when your recycling goes through. You know, the way you throw them in your blue bin or green bin or whatever colour your bin is in your county. So you throw them all off and then they have to be separated. So it saves them separating it. So you're saving the government money, but then they're charging you for the purpose, for the pleasure of doing it.
Okay, so you're charged for putting the bins on. I'm sure the companies that are putting the ore on the tins is also getting money. And then you have these shelves that are supposed to be stop people rummaging. Now, I witnessed on Salt Hill Prom, which you know is a nice famous walk, people in the big, huge bin that they had, taking the bags out, splashing through them, looking for these
Bottles and cans, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I can't understand why, if they want us to use this system that they think is so good, which has never worked. And the two I've been to in the last couple of weeks, both been out of order. They don't disintegrate. The tin just goes in as it is. I don't see it doesn't macerate them or anything. So what's the benefit of that? And B, why can't they have them on every street corner in the place so you don't have to put them into the regular bins? That you just put them into these machines like a pop-up, like an ordinary bin. Put them in beside them. And then the people are, what's the idea of wasting this shelving and more? I suppose if you find.
But they're making a fortune out of it because it's a private company that are organising all this. It's obviously put out to tender. And 19 million euros, I believe, was the last figure I seen. I think that was around September. 19 million euros hasn't been reclaimed. So 19 million euros worth of bottles and cans have gone out there that people didn't bother bringing back because people couldn't be arsed bringing them back.
But now it's true. I mean, we have you go down to the recycle centre, which is in our village car park here, and you have your clear bottles, you have your brown bottles, you have your tins, you have everything. Like, how much more did they want us to do for them?
Yeah,
remember the day.
I mean, look, I don't mind recycling. That's like, the recycling is a good thing. It's good for the environment and all that kind of carry on, right? As long as it doesn't. But the problem with recycling or being green in this country is it costs money. And they're charging the punter,
Yeah, but we were doing this before these stupid
But they're making money. But here's the thing. The government make money out of it. Before everything just went into landfill. Years ago, you'd put it all out in bags outside your door. The bin man would take it, throw it in the back of the truck, and it all went into landfill, right? Everything just went into landfill. Now everything is separated. So all your paper, your cardboard, your bottles, all are separated. They go off to different places, and they're sold off, for recycling. So... I mean, so there's money being paid for it. They're getting money for it.
But you're paying for the bottle of milk. You're paying for the cans of 6-pack of Coke. You're paying extra. You're paying everywhere you go now.
Oh, I know,
it's ridiculous.
But hey, you know my biggest piss off is right at the moment. So I like Red Bull, as you know, right?
Yes.
And I people who watch me on the podcast every day will always see me with a can of Red Bull. I always drinking Red Bull. I've one right now in my hand.
Gives you wings.
It gives me wings. So I cannot drink the sugar-free one because of the what's the name of that stuff that's in sugar-free drinks?
Aspartame.
Aspartame goes through me like a Porsche, right? So it upsets my stomach really badly, right? I shall talk to my next guest about that because she knows all about the gut. But anyway, so I can't drink it. So I have to pay 20 cents more for my can of Red Bull because it's the sugary one. And I think I'm being discriminated against. It's not my fault I have a disability. No, I mean, it is a bit of a disability that I can't drink aspartame and I'm also lactose intolerant.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm being discriminated against.
Why can't we have those places when you're doing all your recycling, you finally gather up all the bottles, wine bottles, whatever, and you bring them all to the centre, and here you have to go with another bag into any shop and start doing it again. Like, what is the point of it? Tell me what the point is. And now you're adding a shelf that you know is going to be, the tins will be rusted to nothing, stuck in there with cigarette ends, and somebody else will stick an umbrella in it, and before you know it, it'll be full of shite, like.
Yeah, and not only that, the weather we have in Ireland, particularly, by the way, in Salt Hill, the weather we have in Ireland, you know, they'll be blowing all over the road because the shelves are only about 2 inches deep, so they'll blow off it. And, by the way, the rummagers, the people who are rummaging, we all know who most of them rummagers are, by the way. I don't know, can't be politically correct on the air here. Okay,
yeah.
The rummagers, they're going to rummage anyway, so they'll take the things off the shelf and then they'll still rummage through the bin.
Yeah, it's not just them cans they're looking. Like, they're looking for anything. They think they're a gold mine in there. I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, they say one man's rubbish is another man's gold, isn't it? Or something like that.
Yeah, but Niall, we all know where the recycling centres are. We're not stupid people. Like, we don't need to be told to put the bottle out here so stops people rummaging.
And we all know the song, Niall, Bring It Back to Me.
What was that about?
Remember that
what song?
Bring It Back the bottles.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back
to me.
Bring it back to me. Come on, Anthony. Anthony, keep going. Come on. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Bring it back to
Get
me.
15 cents for your bottle.
That's the ad, is it? Okay.
25 cents.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. I didn't realise the ad went right into the details of how much it cost.
You know who I'm dressing up for Halloween?
What are you dressing up as that?
I shot JR. It was my money. I didn't want to fill out the forms.
What?
I'm dressing up as Tom from Father Ted with the I shot JR.
Oh, your man, the weirdo looking fella.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, didn't he rob the whistle as well, didn't he? Or did he rob the whistle?
Post office, and he said it was my money. I didn't want to fill out the forms.
Yeah, and how do you dress up as him? Just a pair of jeans and a t-shirt with I shot JR in it?
Yeah, and I have a wig and I have jeans, all blue jeans, slit up and full of dirt and, mud. And
Yeah. Bernie, what are you dressing up as? A nurse, I suppose.
Myself.
Would you wear a nurse? You'd still have your uniform, don't you?
I do somewhere. Not the old uniforms. They had the trousers and the
little hat thing, the little hat yoke that they used to wear.
Oh yeah, the nurse's
Why
hat.
doesn't she dress up as one of the recycle bottles?
Yeah, you could do that.
No,
You know the recycle bottles with the R in it.
Yeah, with the R.
yeah.
What are you saying, Bernie?
Just wear the R on a t-shirt. You should dress up as Red Bull, Niall. I think you're due.
Yeah, I think Red Bull should be sponsored me, personally speaking.
Exactly, they should.
Yeah, we'll stay there, both of you. Sean, hi, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
Jesus, Sean. Yeah, you never know what we could be talking about this hour of the night. But Sean, let's start off with the shelves, the bin shelves. Do they serve a purpose?
Absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely, he's winding me up, Well, here's the thing what I've done, Niall. I'll tell you what I've done. So they bring in the R as we do. We all doing it, so we want our money back, don't we?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I'm after doing. I'm saving. Oh, now.
What?
I'm saving about, €22 a month. So
Wow.
I'm bagging my rubbish and I just throw it into the boot of the car, and see the multi-story car parks, this, that, the other. I just throw them into the bins, and that's me sorted. So,
well, now hold on, no, go rewind here. I'm lost. So your household rubbish.
Yeah.
So you're not putting it out in your bins and paying for your bins each week.
No, I finished paying for bins. You see, what I was saying to you...
I saw a guy doing that the other day, by the way. I saw a guy in Dorset Street the other day, and he pulled up his car. It was early in the morning. And the businesses would have the bigger bins with the wheels on them, the bigger ones.
That's the ones.
Yeah. And he pulled up in his car and he had a quick look around, opened the boot of his car. It might have been you, Sean. He opened the boot of his car. It was Dorset Street. And he walked along, and I knew he didn't own the business because he didn't know which bin to put them in. He looked in all the bins first to see which one. And he dumped all his rubbish in the bins.
I'm here.
Yeah, but you can get caught doing that.
I don't care.
There's a fine for doing it. It's called, fly tipping.
I don't care, Noel. Yeah. I'm not getting double tax here. Listen,
yeah, but here's a little tip for you, right? If you insist on doing it, and I don't condone anybody breaking the law, make sure there's no envelopes or bills with your name and address on it.
I know, I'm well wide to that. I'm boarding everything. GDPR and all that. But the fact of the matter is...
GDPR.
The fact of the matter is, Noel, and I know you're laughing. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, you're not taxing me twice, And, here's the gas part about the shitheads. They're even saying about putting the bins up. But the minute this 25 cents, 15 cents all came through, I said, right, that's the end of that. And even the missus said to me, what are you asking? I said, I'm done with Greyhound. What do you mean? Yes, sure, look, we're getting taxed anyway. I said, we have to bring the stuff back to recycle ourselves. I thought we're short of doing the recycling the fucking rubbish ourselves. So, I tell you what I'm going to do. And it's working for me. And that's what I'm doing. So, I have a little place there, and I just go down into the multi-story and wing into the bin. And that saves me a few quid a month, and I'm happy with that.
There's a text here that said the three most practical and achievable goals with regards to rubbish, etc., was a campaign in the 1980s and 90s, which was reduce, reuse, recycle, with the recycle sign. All pleasantly easy to execute and great for encouraging youngsters to recycle into their adult years. Enough of all this shelf business. There'll be ugly ashtrays and gum stickers nationwide. They could make nice flower pots, mind you. You could plant flowers in the shelves, couldn't you? But she's right, the texter, because they're going to be ashtrays. People are going to stick their butts in it. They're going to stick chewing gum to it.
Yeah,
and the seagulls will be attacking it.
Milkshakes.
Yeah.
Plastic, anything that's not recyclable but will go into that tray. And we can guarantee you that. There'll be chips, there'll be McDonald's burgers, there'll be, I'll go on and go on.
Bottles, broken bottles, you name it.
Yeah. It'll be a mess. So, Sean, can you think of any other good wastes of money recently by the government apart from bike sheds, security huts and stupid shelves?
What's that, Niall? Sorry?
Apart from bike sheds, security huts and stupid shelves, what other good wastes of money had we had? I mentioned the e-voting machines. They were great crack back in the 80s or 90s whenever they brought them in and they didn't use them.
They are the waste of money, Niall. The whole government is the waste of money.
Well, that's right.
If you ask me.
Yeah. Bernie, what were you going to say was a waste of money?
Jerry Hutch for number one now.
I don't know if Jeremy's saying that today, by the way, with the raids on his gaffs. Anyway, sorry, Bernie, what are you saying there a minute ago about the waste of money? What else was a waste of money?
The Millennium Clock. Remember that?
Oh, the chime in the slime.
Yeah. And the floozy and the jacuzzi, she got moved, the poor creature.
Yeah, she's up in Wolftown Street and now around there, isn't she, somewhere?
No, she's dead. Well, I saw her down at Euston Station there, lying up there.
Where else has she been spotted?
And now, remember the candles?
Which candles?
The Millennium candles.
The Millennium candles?
Yeah, we all got Millennium candles. That's right, Anthony, you tell them.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Millennium. Oh, I do remember the Millennium candles. Yeah, I actually do. Are they? Remember we all got an iodine tablet in the post?
Yes.
Yeah, what was that?
No, that was it. That was in case Sellafield, the nuclear power plant in England, blew up.
We all got whacked.
Yeah, you just swallow the iodine tablet and you be grand.
Wow.
And they put money in buying the bags
but
from the shops.
Oh, Euro calculators. Remember the Euro calculators? We all got them too.
Oh, yes, we got them.
But can I say, Niall, the most recent thing on the top of my list, Niall, and not a lot of people are going to agree with me, but here, I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me. Reducing the road space on fucking roads and putting the cycle lanes in.
Oh, yeah,
What the
yeah.
crack with that?
Thank you. That was the best one, Sean.
More
That
than
was
it.
absolutely-
Jesus Christ, lads.
I know. There was one. There's somebody put a video up there recently of the one. There's one near Stephen's Green there somewhere, and he stood there for 20 minutes while the traffic was backed up like 3 or 4 miles, bumper to bumper, and on the bike lane, only one bike passed in 15 minutes.
And I tell you another
and
thing
here's
that-
the thing, Niall. See, I seen there today, Niall, and I was out on the school run there this morning, and one bus was against the other bus. Now, there was a car, you know, the arse of the car was out a bit too much, but obviously the other bus could, here, Niall, if that hadn't have been a bus lane, or sorry, the cycle lane put in, there was plenty of room, but the cycle lane is half of the road. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, there's nobody using them.
No, I know.
Can you tell me why they brought in that law where it's 1.5 metres when the road only measures 4'3"? We now have double-decker buses out here on these roads that are lethal on the N59. If a bike is going on one side of the road, the bus is trying to pass that, then you have an oncoming lorry. It's going to be a major disaster on this road any day now. And nobody is thought, and no bus shelters for anybody standing out in the country. They're pissed on, they're blown on, they're farted on.
We don't have the infrastructure. See, you got to remember, Dublin is not like Manhattan or any other cosmopolitan city. Dublin just came about, like Cork. It just came about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas you take Manhattan or big cities in America, they were developed over time. So they knew what they were doing. No hills, no little bends, no ups and downs, streets and avenues, straightforward like a grid. Dublin, there are streets in Dublin they've now put bike lanes in that they literally can't fit. I drove down the Quays last week. Now, here's the thing. What I did was illegal. Hands up.
Yeah,
and the reason I had to do it was because I came out of Fleet Street car park, and the only way to go out of Fleet Street car park is to actually illegally turn left onto the Quays. So I had no choice. So I had my ticket in my hand from the car park in case anyone stopped me and said, look, what do you want me to do? Fly across the Liffey in the car? Anyway, so it's just stupid. The traffic is the bus was it? I'm trying to remember now. But the bike lane is in the middle of the road. The bus lane was on the left and the car is on the right. And then halfway down the road, they change and you have to move over and the bike lane goes to the other side. And it's like going, who designed this nonsense, this madness? It's just mad.
Niall, can I just suggest something to you?
Yeah, so I'm getting angry now, Sean.
Well, it's not. It's something to everybody. I think
Anthony is scared
Niall,
because I'm getting angry.
and it is something to everybody, Niall.
And you're going off on one of the rickshaws.
I'm not. No, Niall. It's all. Anthony. It's all chill tonight. But I will say this to you guys: you know how you go down with all this madness in Dublin?
Yeah.
Apply to be a PSV driver, get a taxi plate there, and then you can use the bus lanes whenever you feel like
Didn't
it.
Michael O'Leary do that?
What's that, Niall?
Michael O'Leary, because he was pissed off that it was taking him so long to get to Dublin Airport from wherever his office was in town or wherever it was, he applied and got a taxi licence so as he could drive in the bus lanes. Do you remember that?
He did. And you know what? Fair play to him.
Listen, on that note, I have to wrap it up. Bernie, Sean, Anthony, thank you very much indeed.
Now, real people, real opinions. Nighttime Talk with Niall Boylan.
Ireland's classic hits radio.